The Texas Parks and Wildlife television series is supported in part by Texas Parks and Wildlife Foundation, conserving the wild things and wild places of Texas thanks to members across the state. Additional funding is provided by Toyota. Your local Toyota dealers are proud to support outdoor recreation and conservation in Texas. Toyota, let's go places.
Coming up on Texas Parks and Wildlife.
We use a lot of trail cameras here, and it kind of just helps us monitor the types of species we have.
Preserving the land for birds essentially is preserving the land for people.
Guadalupe River State Park and Honey Creek State Natural Area. What we're known for, honestly, is the river.
Texas Parks and Wildlife, a television series for all outdoors.
My name is Daniel Rios. I am the resource specialist at River State Park. When monitoring wetlands, it's not only important to know what's in the wetland, but also what's around it to really tell you the health of that wetland. So we could put a nice tree camera up high on this one to get some footage of any animals coming up this game trail here. We'll put it up high, so hopefully the raccoons don't steal my cameras this time. We're actually going to go out and start cutting out some mesquites out of our prairies. As the resource specialist, my team and I, we do a lot of natural restoration type projects. So we do prairie restoration and forest management, as well as wetland monitoring. We'll go through an area and we try to restore prairies and forests back to what they originally looked like before invasive species were introduced to this area. And if we don't take them out, they'll continue to spread and they'll take over the area completely. Things like deer will kind of avoid this area because they won't be able to get through here. The resource team and I do a lot of conservation, preservation, and restoration. One of the ways we can kind of determine if an area is healthy or if it needs some type of restoration is actually the types of animals that are in it. In our wetlands, we have quite a few beavers, and beavers are a keystone species. If we have lots of beavers, then we know that that wetland ecosystem is very healthy, because they're the ones that build and maintain that ecosystem. And so without them, those dams will break and the water will be released. All the other animals that are living in that ecosystem will die off. We use a lot of trail cameras here, and it kind of just helps us monitor the types of species we have, because that helps us determine if what we're doing is working. If we restore an area where we're trying to get more turkey and quail into that area, we put some game cameras out and we get a lot of turkey and quail in that area, we know that we were successful in those efforts. When we're out placing cameras, there's certain things we look for. One of them is tracks. So here's some deer tracks, and it seems like it's leading through a very distinctive game trail going across here. We have all our special trails here for the hiking trails and biking trails, but kind of animals make their own little trails. A lot of times we'll just kind of follow those to see where they go. Another thing we look for if it's rutting season is marks on the tree where the deer have actually kind of tried rubbing the felt off of their antlers. Right here, this tree right here, those are actually the rut marks I was talking about. When we're looking for beavers, one thing we'll look for is dams that they've built, which is a collection of sticks, mud, and rocks. They've kind of built up in an area to flood the grounds behind it. So here's a good sign that there are active beavers around here doing what beavers do, which is eating trees with those giant yellow teeth that you see. We use 3 different types of containers or stands for it. So in a grassland area, if we're trying to monitor that, we'll use actual tall stands so we can see over the grasses, so we can see like the deer moving through. If we're in a forested area, we have attachments for trees. And then for kind of our wetlands and other areas where we want to get some smaller animals, so like your beavers and otters, we actually have ammo boxes that we've kind of changed into containers for these game cameras. This ammo box we actually kind of built ourselves. It was just a cheap $5 ammo box that we drilled some holes in. And that is so we could actually put it down lower and attach it to a tree, because we have had several cameras get stolen by animals around here, especially raccoons. We're not only just looking to see what species are there, we're also looking to see if they're healthy. Chronic wasting disease within deer is kind of a big problem. And so if we can record our deer, because we can't just walk up to our deer and check them like a vet does, we'll record them and then we'll see if they have any signs of chronic wasting disease, so the chronic wasting disease doesn't spread to other deer. One of the most exciting species that we've actually got are beavers and our otters. We've never actually seen beavers here. We've seen signs of them, but we've never actually seen them until we started doing kind of some studies down in our wetlands. With that study, we actually started capturing video of otters, because otters really weren't known to be within this area. The very first clip we ever got was just this otter that kind of walked up and just looked at the camera and then just turned around and walked away.
We enjoy putting out the cameras because we actually get to see all these animals and what they're doing in their natural environment.
It's big bull redfish around the Galveston, Texas jetties on this week's World of Saltwater Fishing. I'll be with Willard Franklin III aboard his tricked out Mako 234, and we'll be bringing in the big ones.
As a young man, somebody told me you will be featured, not just a backfiller on a major fishing show. I say, you crazy. That's how we do it. I grew up in the 60s in Houston, Texas. You know, Saturday mornings growing up was watching cartoons and fishing. As I got older, the cartoons went away and I was looking for the fishing shows. But I never saw fishermen of color that looked like people that grew up around me.
All right, now we gotta find our top secret fishing spot.
Got my passion for the outdoors from my dad. I was the one at 3 years old that went out to catch his bait. He turned his small little piggies that I was good at catching into big redfish, big drum, big stingrays. That's what got me started. Saltwater crab, oh my goodness. Drum love crab, just like me. I love me some crab too. Oh my goodness. Grandma would be mad at me if she saw me fishing with these things. Look at that. It hadn't been a month gone by that I haven't gone out fishing in over 50 years. So I've learned a lot, and I like to share it.
All right.
We're over here at Cape Bell. We're getting ready to set up for our outdoor activities, outdoor education. We can take the backyard bass to there. After I did my first television show, I enjoyed it. I had an opportunity to showcase the outdoors. Come on around, come on around, come on around, come on around. So I was able to educate thousands of kids in HISD. This is a great eating fish. It's called a bull redfish. I put together a great team of volunteers to go out. We went out educating the public. And the more I did it, the more I enjoyed doing it. And we just kept growing from there.
All right, sister, let her rip.
Wow, that was your first cast ever?
Good job.
It went halfway down the parking lot.
Yeah, it did.
We're out here at the Trinity River National Wildlife Refuge, and we're taking some kids fishing. Right now, we have an alligator watching all of us, keeping us in line, and then we're looking forward to catching some freshwater fish. What's your name?
Anderson.
All right. Can you hold that? Okay, that's our bait.
Our focus is bringing more people into the outdoors. Not every kid that I meet has a dad that took them fishing, or a grandparent, or a grandmother or something. We work really hard promoting the outdoors to the next generation.
All right, so keep an eye. I can see fish moving around already.
I was just surprised how well they took to it, how they needed it. And a lot of these kids that I meet never touched a rod and reel, never held one.
Okay, hold that.
It's a whole world literally out there that the kids are just not exposed to.
And then let the thumb go. How about that? High five.
To young people learning about the outdoors, if they don't have an enjoyable experience, they're not gonna wanna do it again.
My reward is watching people's faces when I either put them on their biggest fish ever or educating our young people on how to cast a rod and reel. And once that line takes off and goes 30, 40, 50 feet, you get to see teeth, their eyes light up, and even the ones that had a bad attitude from being out there, it changed them for that time. Wow, look at that. Great job. Oh my goodness, watch this. Couple more drags in. That's it. That's how it's done. Woo! It's a 38-inch bull redfish all day long. I'm gonna keep doing it as long as I can. I still have my foot on the gas promoting the outdoors to the next generation and looking forward to many more years of doing it.
Migratory birds are important for a number of reasons. Recreationally, they provide a connection to nature, they provide economic benefits through hunting, and they serve as an indicator of landscape health, which is important to a variety of wildlife. Preserving the land for birds essentially is preserving the land for people.
Most of the land that needs preserving is privately owned. So partnering with farmers and ranchers is key to protecting and restoring habitat for birds.
Working in these landscapes on private lands is extremely important.
That's where joint ventures come into play. JVs help connect many different partners to collaborate on conservation.
Migratory bird joint ventures have been around since 1986. It's a partnership of conservation entities that share an objective for migratory bird conservation.
There's 5 JVs that overlap in Texas. The Gulf Coast Joint Venture is one of those 5. I've also been the chairman of that management board of the Gulf Coast Joint Venture for, golly, maybe close to a couple decades right now.
A lot of what we're trying to do is put the coastal prairie back together again, put native grasses back where they once were, put wetlands back, and that effectively provides habitat for birds and other wildlife.
A prime example of a thriving coastal prairie is Powderhorn Wildlife Management Area and State Park in the Texas Coastal Bend. It provides a vital resting spot for migrating birds with a variety of landscape and wetlands.
We're sitting on Powderhorn Wildlife Management Area and State Park. You've got bay and estuary systems. You've got oak mott's and prairie on the other side of me right now. And if you go a little bit further in, you see larger expanses of prairies that are intermixed with these freshwater wetlands.
The diversity of the habitat at Powderhorn is heaven for birds. During spring migration, more than 100 species have been tallied.
With this nice prairie that we have here, we've seen a large increase in our wintering sparrow species.
We have a lot of birds that travel through here during the migration periods.
But we also have birds that rely on this type of habitat for wintering purposes, for their wintering habitat.
In the Gulf Coast region, you could think about the mottled duck. Also things like northern bobwhite, the quail.
So it's really important to have this habitat for them.
By helping birds, you get to kind of reflect on these landscapes that still exist.
The goal of this thing is to have a landscape across the coast that meets the needs of people and meets the needs of birds.
Celebrating a century of Texas state parks.
Guadalupe River State Park and Honey Creek State Natural Area. We're located really close to San Antonio. We're really close to Austin. It's in this really cool little triangle of the Texas Hill Country. What we're known for, honestly, is the river. We actually have about 4 miles of river frontage on the Guadalupe River State Park side and on our Bower unit side, our northern portion across the river. Saturdays and Sundays we're packed with folks on the river. There's an area where you can swim. It's actually deep. It's kind of over my head. Then there's an area where it's perfect for kids. Most of our river is not even but knee deep. Good job. You can kayak, you can inner tube, you can swim, you can fish. I mean, whatever.
That one?
Hold on up
to We have about 2,000 acres of the park itself, and then about 2,000 acres all at Honey Creek State Natural Area, which is really special as well. It's estimated that the creek in that area looks a lot like it did a few hundred years ago when the German settlers were here, which is really unusual. It's very fragile, it's pristine, and that's why you can only visit Honey Creek State Natural Area with a guided program. You can't just go on your own and explore like you can with the park.
One of my favorite portions of Guadalupe River State Park is going to be in the Bower unit, and it's on the northern portion of the park. It's kind of like this little hidden gem still that not a ton of people have figured out about.
We've probably ridden here a dozen times or so. The crowds are pretty manageable, especially during the week because it's a little bit out of the way. And it's got a varied terrain, so it's a good place to start a person. There's some easy stuff, and then there's some more challenging stuff as well. I've forgotten how chunky it is in here. All that chunky goodness.
Of course, the Discovery Center, that's not the nature of the park, but that's where we share the nature of the park with families, and it's really unique. It's great for families, but not just for kids. It's kind of self-led, so we have someone there to guide you. There's really cool hands-on displays. Push a button and see this light up, or push this button and listen to a frog chirp. And then we have countertop displays like bird nests and animal bones, maybe animal furs. Depending, we switch them out so it keeps it new and fresh. Is this anybody's first time to the park?
Yes.
Really? Yay, I'm so glad. Today we are going to do birding with the ranger. We're gonna walk to the bird blind, which is where we put out bird seed, and there's water for the birds, and it's an awesome place to see the wild birds. Oh, there's a painted bunting. It's like a rainbow bird. He's at the tube feeder, and the cardinal's there too. Oh, he's so pretty. Have you seen one before? Isn't he gorgeous? The cardinal's like, I'm pretty too. Our prize bird is the golden-cheeked warbler, which is endangered. It's a true Texas native. It only nests in the hill country, only place in the world. Oh, where'd he go? He'll be back. They eat bugs, so they're not gonna come to the bird seed, but they come to the fountain, as you can see.
What I would like to invite people to do is to come visit their Texas State Park. Bring your inner tube, bring your kayak, bring your mountain bike, bring your shoes, your running gear, whatever, and enjoy an entire day. Get here early, stay late, and have a great day.
I don't care if it's baits or weights or fishing line or technique. He's always thinking about how he can be a better crappie angler and how he can make us better crappie anglers.
He's doing seminars, he's doing television shows, he's doing radio interviews, and he's just out there all the time, and it just brings more awareness to fishing and crappie fishing.
Plus, Wally's a really, really good guy. But the thing is, he never stopped promoting crappie fishing.
Everywhere you follow Wally, there's a trail behind him where he has done the right thing, the right way, and there's just no substitute for that. And that's why he's at the place that he's at today.
I contacted Jimmy Houston, and I said, Jimmy, and I told him about Wally, and I said, would you mind making a crappie film with Wally?
I love to fish with a guy that goes fishing and brings a counter with him. Every time you catch a fish, he clicks a button. That's the guy you want to fish with.
When I was a young boy, I tried a little bit of bass fishing, you know, walking up down the rocks. I didn't have no boat, but then the crappie moved in on the rocks and you could catch many.
You need innovators in this thing that can come up with new products and designs and things that people can actually use.
Wally designed the Roadrunner Crappie Thunder. In the first year out, it was our #1 seller.
Crappie have no money, so if you want to catch crappie, you have to catch a crappie fisherman first. And he comes up with these dynamite names for lures.
And that's not an easy thing to do. Wally's one of the most creative people I ever worked with.
He's a real visionary, and he's elevated the entire sport of fishing.
I've had great opportunities to show and tell people how to crappie fish and how to do it and how fun it is.
He is constantly providing youth with the tools that they need.
He promotes kids' involvement in fishing. He truly gives back.
He will stop what he's doing to talk to a kid. I've seen him rolling down the highway when he's got an appointment with billion-dollar companies. And he's going to be a little late because he saw a kid that needs a fishing pole.
I started the Big Crappie Classic, and this was a tournament for families to fish and share quality time on the lakes together, and we had 400, 500 people show up.
He wanted to do something for his industry that equaled what the automotive companies do for auto shows.
I mean, that's why he started up the Crappie Expo, trying to make it even bigger.
Which also has the world's largest and biggest payback for any crappie tournament that there is. And so he's engaged with the fishermen. And it's the greatest thing because every lure company's there, every rod company's there. Anything to do with crappie fishing is actually there.
And Wally Marshall can sit down with Congress and tell them how bad they need to take a kid fishing, or he can sit down at the local feed store and not change his personality one bit.
He just has a contagious personality. I can't even lift him out of the water. He's always positive, he's always smiling, he's always energetic.
He loves people, and it shows how he lives his life every single day.
I just feel like I've been blessed. And I'm now 66 years old, and I still got my foot on the gas, and I'm not letting up.
This series is supported in part by Texas Parks and Wildlife Foundation, conserving the wild things and wild places of Texas thanks to members across the state. Additional funding is provided by Toyota. Your local Toyota dealers are proud to support outdoor recreation and conservation in Texas. Toyota, let's go places.